to another episode of the Ladies of LLP. Welcome to our
Welcome. Welcome, guys.
Hello. So we're sitting here with our new friend, MacStyles.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here with the ladies.
Yes.
Applesauce definitely drew me in with all of her energy, so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you here. You know, when I first met you, it was last year. Not sure if you would actually remember or not, but it was on a new beach. And I knew instantly who you were. And it was pretty dope.
Thank you so much. I hope it left a good impression.
Yeah,
well, I guess I'm here, so it did, huh?
It did.
Absolutely.
Normally I'm known as Carol's husband besides MacStyles. Everybody knows Carol, so...
She's beautiful. I just want to put that out there. Absolutely gorgeous. If nobody knows, I'm putting it. She's gorgeous.
So yes, both you and Carol, yes. But now we're here today, and I've been reading your book. It's Sex, Chicken, and Cocoa Butter.
Sex, chicken, and cocoa butter,
But
yes.
before we jump into the book, let him tell us something about himself.
Tell
Yeah.
something
Hey,
about
I love
Tell
myself.
us what you do. Tell us what you like to do. Where you from?
So I told I would touch on a little bit. So I am still military. So that's my day job. My passion though has really come from because I published this book a couple years ago, and from that I really found a passion for education and lifestyle, and just sharing with other people how the do's and don'ts. Because all of this book is a do not do book. You'll see I've got one bad review on Amazon. They're like, this is not what the lifestyle's about. Don't listen to this guy. It's nothing like this. And I reposted. I was like, I agree. I'm telling you, I didn't have any mentorship. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that I wanted to be in lifestyle, but I didn't know what it was. Right? So I didn't have anybody to talk to. I didn't have a dad. I didn't have my mom. We didn't get along. So it was just me and my wife trying to figure it the fuck out and in uncharted territory. So from that, many years later, I wrote the book and published it knowing that I had something to share with people. So that's kind of became my passion, and that started to be on Lifestyles group, where you'll see I post a whole bunch of educational stuff or whatever, and that's kind of the basis of it. So from there, from education is where the group came from, and we focus on the 3 pillars, which is polyamory, BDSM, and swinging. And then our equal sign, am I on here?
Yeah.
My equal sign is just for equality throughout all your lifestyle choices, whether it be gay, lesbian, or equal rights in your kink or whatever.
Absolutely.
So that's what Beyond Lifestyles is
And no
about.
judgment.
like that.
No judgment. I love it. Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So you want to get into the book, Applesauce?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about this book. We're gonna only talk a little bit about the book because we want people to go out and purchase it. I haven't read it yet, but I heard it's a good book. So can we just touch a little bit on the book? Applesauce has read it.
All right. So there was one part when you were out. I guess everything was kind of rolling with you, Tasha,
Sure.
and Joy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had said the creepers were just watching, like beating their dicks and like waiting their turn. So I have a question. Did they give anyone a turn?
No, so we were so new. Tasha didn't want to, and if I'm remembering the story, the part correctly, because it's been some years.
Yeah.
If Tasha at the beginning, she didn't want to play with other guys.
Okay.
Right, so she would tell me all the time that she didn't want to play. She just wanted me. She wanted to play with other girls and experiment that way. So it was never an issue for me. I could leave her alone, and everybody would try to hover around her, and I gotta like part the sea of all the people, all the dicks surrounding us. You know what I'm saying? So it was never a problem with them wanting to play. Now there is a part later on in the book where she finally decides that she wants to, but she didn't communicate that with me. So then I'm parting the sea, and now I look like a cotton blocker in front of everybody. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You ain't never done this before. I'm trying to help you."
Right.
But
Maybe I'm trying to save you.
That's part of the point of this book is so much of the conversation that you need to have before you go into these things, because you go into a situation and she was like,
I was gonna be going into my next one.
she wants to do this thing, but she doesn't really communicate it well. So now no, you can't do this, dude. And now she's upset with me, and I look like a cockblock. So
Communication is a key.
It is.
Absolutely.
It really is.
So how did you find out about that first party that you guys went to?
my first part in lifestyle.
Mhm.
So good question. You had to have already read this part. So normally I'll start off with this. Normally I'm like the king fucking dingling. Like I can get a fucking erection in 2.5 seconds.
And that's hard.
And
That
I
is
can
hard.
keep it.
Just blow on it.
And I can
The
keep
limit.
it until as long as I want. I got mind control over Debo.
Well,
Like it is. So I get to this my first party, right? So we're having all these problems. My wife met my girlfriend, so now my wife is trying now because she wasn't trying before. We weren't having good sex. It was checking the box sex. It was boring. I was miserable. I wasn't happy at all. But now my wife is trying because I had this girlfriend, so she had some competition, right?
Yeah, she's gonna kick her game.
So now she kicked her fucking game up.
Absolutely,
And
as
she's
she
like,
should.
I'm gonna find these parties and I'm gonna go to these things. So my wife found the party. I didn't know nothing about it. We went to this like hotel, not hotel, I'm sorry. We went to this apartment like party. And I'm sitting on the couch. Beautiful women, everything I want, everything I've been asking for. And now my dick don't work.
And you,
And now my
that
dick don't work.
mind control just
Well,
You got too excited.
It was so much going on. I was so happy that I was here and I was
It was
experiencing this with my
overwhelming for
wife.
you.
Yeah.
And then Joy texts me on my phone.
Right.
So now my wife's upset because they weren't getting along at the time. So now my wife's upset because she heard the buzz go off and she knows who it is at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Who else is
Who,
gonna
who that bitch? So my wife was black.
Right.
And
Oh,
so
okay. So there it is.
that's the.
And the hand was there.
You know what I'm saying? So then they put the added pressure on top of it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh God, what are you doing? We here, we made it.
Right, like, cut it out, like,
Shit.
you fucking it up right now, excuse my French.
Yeah, so then we got to
Kids
the
and
car. We got to the car, and now she's still mad. Dick hard as a rock, cause now I'm out of the atmosphere that I was in. But I done came over that. We good now. That was
It's a mind thing. You got
yeah,
that
that
shit
was
under
like 15.
control.
Yeah. I had to meditate on that one.
Like, we're not doing this friend no more.
Yeah, we
We're
gonna
gonna have the meetings of the mind.
So is all that about the your first party in the book as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm ready to read it.
Right.
See, it's very interesting because the book to me, and I didn't read it yet, it seems like what not to do, but also to learn from it. So you got the ones that are out there. There's lots of them that don't have the mentors,
Right.
that are just like swinging freely and
Right.
don't really know, and they're trying to go with the flow. But if they read your book, then they can get a little better understanding. Like, this is what you're not supposed to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it could help those who do not have a mentor, because now in the LS there's not too many mentors. They don't do it like that anymore. So those ones that are coming fresh in, by reading your book, I feel as though it would be educational and it could actually help them.
Right.
That's the full intent of it.
Oh,
That is the
Yeah,
full
because then
intent.
ittle make them reflect on themselves.
Absolutely.
You know.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know,
Self-learning
what they're
is
doing
definitely,
now.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a good idea
Mhm.
because I think that's one of the reasons we came up with the podcast. I mean, I'm new to it, but this is why I wanted to learn more. So I think your book is a great idea. It's a wonderful idea.
Absolutely.
So can you touch a little bit about like how many years you've been in the lifestyle, like your events? Do you throw any events of your own?
So Beyond Lifestyles does throw a lot of events. To answer your first question, it's probably been 14, 15 years. It's been a minute.
Wow.
But a lot of that was overseas. So I have a lot of European lifestyle experience because I've been gone for so long. I've only been back in America for a year. I haven't never been north of New Jersey. So this is my first time north of New Jersey, and I'm excited to be here. I'm meeting a whole bunch of new people, and Beyond Lifestyles is blown up here as well so fast. I think I give a lot of credit to Carol for that one. Everybody wants to follow Carol, but I definitely use her. I use the hell out of her for promotion. She's my own little model. So
If y'all see her, you will understand why she is.
so we do throw parties, we do throw events. We have and Beyond Lifestyles, you have like I think there's like 10,000 people in the group.
Right. I'm in the group. That's why I said,
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm in the group. I didn't even know it was yours. Like,
So
I did. Look, I
So, but I take that and I break them down into regions in the chat groups, so everybody gets to know each other that's in the same area. We have chat groups for localized areas. So
That's
don't
smart.
let the 10,000 people scare you off.
Yeah.
If you want to find people locally, we got that too.
Okay, that's real smart.
And then I've got admins who are educated in lifestyle and monitor those groups. Because I can't be in every group, so I got Florida admins and whatever.
Which is a good thing.
Well, I have one more question, and I'm gonna let them, because I know I've been asking a lot of questions lately.
We like it.
Oh,
Get it,
this
girl.
I know.
You can do it all. Good.
What advice would you give to a new person trying to join the lifestyle? What's your advice for them?
As a couple, right? Because I think that's what your question is. Because it's different as a single guy. I would give different advice. As a couple, I would make sure that you check your drama at the door before you go into a party. And if you start to feel uncomfortable or something, communicate that and leave.
Yes.
And then come back to another party later on when you guys feel more comfortable and you've shouted it out.
Absolutely.
Right?
This could be bad.
Because we've had everything from, and I've vetted people. How long y'all been in the lifestyle? Who are you? What you do? Where you come from?
Right.
Still have fights
Absolutely.
and fist fights and drama and things that you.
It's a
I mean,
human
gonna
nature.
happen.
It's
It
human
is.
nature, so you can't do nothing.
So to save yourself that embarrassment, my advice would definitely be once you're not having fun, leave. Once it becomes not fun anymore, check it. Just go, talk about it, and come back to another one when you're ready and you guys talk about what you
And
do.
that's good advice.
Because you're not always gonna be the same. I'm not the same swinger I was 15 years ago. Right? I'm not the same. I'm more, and to be honest with you, I'm more poly now than I am swinging because I've had so many parties and I've done all these
Right,
things.
it's old to you at this point.
Yeah,
It's
I've
like,
had
it's
so
not a
much
big deal.
sex that it's
Yeah,
like
right. God, I need to get some sex. Let me get it together.
I would much rather be settled down with my Carol and my
Right.
girlfriend
Absolutely.
and have that on a constant basis than I would, wait until Friday or
Right.
Saturday to do things.
I'm
So
with you on that. I'm with you. I promise you. I need a Joe and a William or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Okay.
I like those
Joe.
both
I
white,
need something.
both white names.
I don't have nothing right now. I need a Joe, a William, a Harry, a Fred. I'm not picky at this
Bill,
point. I'm just
where you at, Bill?
Bobby. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm
All
so glad you're doing this interview with us. We're gonna pass the mic to these other ladies. I think they have a few more questions for you.
Yes. So we're gonna say no.
Do you think you would have had a better experience if you were vetted instead of figuring it out yourself
On your own.
on your own per se?
If I would have been vetted, I feel like I would have gave all the answers right that I would have, because I'm sneaky like that. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. Shit, yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to get in this motherfucking
He's a
party.
fibber.
So no, I think that the problem was me lying to my ex-wife and the drama that we carried with us, because she was doing it for me, not for her.
Okay.
So she was trying to make me happy. She wanted the white picket fence, even though I told her before we got married at 18, right? So we got married. We got married. We were married for 15 years. We hung in there as long as we could. And I'll tell you guys why we got the divorce in the end. But we were married young. I told her from the beginning, I don't want to be monogamous. I want to have sex with other people. But every time, I swear to God, it was just drama afterwards. I'd bring a couple over with full intentions of, hey, we gonna get it in with this couple.
And then that's it. And then they leave.
Yeah, that would have
There's
been
no
it.
emotions, nothing.
That would have been it, but it was always, no, I don't like her, or no, I don't like this, or no, I don't. This
So
isn't
it's
it.
just a problem.
But it was like that always. So to answer your question specifically, no, I think the vetting wouldn't have necessarily helped. My situation would have been better if I had a mentor, somebody that could have guided me into it versus
Less problems
somebody
you
being
would have.
guided.
Right. That's fine. Situation. I agree with that.
Later on in the book, I do get a mentor,
Okay.
but and
Is he a good mentor? Because you can get a bad
No, but you
mentor.
had already been into stuff by then.
yeah, I had already been into stuff, and I ended up giving him one of our subs. So they're married now, and they just had a beautiful kid.
Congratulations.
But I ended up giving him one of our subs, and he ended up backstabbing me later on. It's not in the book how he backstabbed me, but I basically caught him with my wife, giving advice on how to get the divorce and how to get money out of me and how she can leave me. And I was like, I'm reading all that. Like, you're supposed to be my boy. You
Right.
And
You
you
was
act
just
like
helping
he's
me
trying to get
last
with your
week.
ex-wife though. Something's not kosher there, but I'm just saying.
It was really shady. But so I mean, you have to watch it. Don't let him all the way in, but take advice and ask the questions that you don't know.
Right.
How do I go about doing things? And again, that's why I wrote the book, just because I didn't know what I was doing, and a lot of people relate to the book because of that. Like, I've been in all these situations. Thank you so much for writing this. So I'm getting a lot of that feedback.
Like I said, you can help others.
So
like,
I'm pretty sure you have, but how do you handle a situation where there is a single guy that wants to play with your wife?
Like I said, I'm not the same swinger I was 15 years ago. It would have been a whole different conversation. Now, I'm way more open-minded. I've been doing this a while, and if my wife is with it, then I'm with it. Like,
your insecurities are probably better now.
yeah,
Because when you're younger,
all,
I feel like there's some type of insecurities as
because you've got
male.
you've got the weight of the world telling you what's right and what's wrong.
Right, absolutely.
Right, so when you
You're
first step
fighting
into
both.
this, you're fighting. What am I supposed to do? What are my boys gonna think? What is this?
Right.
How is this gonna make me look if my wife
Right, I
fixes
don't
dude?
look like a punk, like
Right.
letting this happen,
Yeah.
this and that. Yeah,
So
that's fair.
now, a single dude, like if my wife gives him the fucking eye, like, and I give you this other example. My wife will be at a vanilla club, and she's like, I like him. Let me go. I'm gonna go get him.
Right, hold on,
Hey,
baby,
yo,
I'll be back.
You see my wife over there? It's mine, but it'll be like,
Right.
American pimp, American hustle.
Yeah.
It's mine, but it ain't really mine. You know?
Right. That part right there. I can see you doing that too. I just gotta hold it in my head. I have to call like, what's this guy over here doing
So,
this?
so to answer your question, I'm good with it now. You know what I'm saying? So my wife is a lot more open. Carol is probably 70% dick, 30% lesbian. So she's way more into guys than she is girls. So.
Hey,
She seems like a very free spirit. Like
Yes.
just of what I've seen, like on even when she photographs, you can just see she's a free spirit. You know what I mean? I love it.
She
And
should've came.
can
She
I?
is in the fetal position on the couch with her first day of her monthly.
Oh,
And,
we understand
yeah,
that.
she is like, I'm sorry.
We're praying
baby,
for
I
you,
want to
Carol.
be like this."
We understand that.
Yeah, this is
understand.
a safe place to talk about periods. This is girls'
Yeah,
house,
see, you're
so
good.
I know that's outside the realm of lifestyle.
Poor baby.
Right.
We all like this.
So do you have any events coming up, any parties or anything
Yes.
coming up?
Oh Lord, my Atlanta group's always doing something. I don't have anything in Florida right now. You guys probably know Nikki is doing an event in Connecticut coming up on the 26th. Our next event with me and Carol, we're going to Jamaica. We have our Hido Beyond Lifestyles Hido event coming up in June. Right after that, I have a secret event that I can't say on here, but I'll definitely give it to you guys because if Carol hears
But
it,
we're like, thank you.
if Carol doesn't know what's going on. Right? So
Okay.
it's a
Aw.
secret event
Oh, okay.
that she can't really be involved in. But
Okay.
we're always doing something. Just get in the group, click on events, and you'll see the list.
We are. I think we are in the groups.
I'm
Most
not.
of us.
You two.
Okay, well, I will add you
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll do like that.
We
But
are
I didn't know to click on the
lifestyle.
events.
So Beyond Lifestyles, you guys, is a group where pretty much probably all 50 states are in this group. So if you want to if you want to get involved in any of the events, you just come to that page. You probably have to be a little proactive, add your pictures, tell a little bit about yourself, and then just every day you see.
So I'm a
Beautiful
little
people.
different when it comes to groups. I don't care if you're a watcher. I don't care if you participate or not, because like I said, it is on the grounds of education, right? So if you get something, if you read one of the posts that how to give good head, how to do X, Y, and Z, right? If you get something out of it, then good, right? So you can come in and just keep scrolling. I appreciate scrollers just as much as I do active participants.
Right.
And y'all can buy the gear. And
Absolutely.
shameless plug.
And it's cute. And it's
I like
cute.
it.
Now,
You definitely don't
listen, it's
support.
not even ugly. It's cute.
We
So.
definitely gonna support.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see why not. I do have a question, kind of personal on top of it. So say like I'm in Las Vegas or California and this and that. How can, because you have them all over the place,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? I should have this because you know I travel a lot. How can I get in contact of, all right, so I'm in California right now. Who's out California? Like, how can I get in contact with what's going on? Would that be just right
Just
in
go on
the group?
I-
hit? Like, what would
Who's
you
out
do?
there?
So I don't post a lot of the if I
I don't
post
see a lot of the events. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, I don't really post a lot of who's in Chicago, who's
Oh, okay.
that I'd be posting those all damn day. There's 10,000 people asking
I
who's in
understand
what
that. So a
cities.
person that's like visiting and they're traveling, should they just go in the group and just say, "Oh, I'm here. What's going on?" in the main, group, or what would you suggest?
So if we have an event in that area, that's kind of where the I don't really put a lot of traveling people in our little groups
Okay.
because that's for people to network in that area. So if I start adding a whole bunch of people who are traveling to Florida and then
Yeah,
they
we
don't
get
come
crazy.
out, then it's pointless for
But
me
I'm
to
saying
have
everybody
Florida
sees
groups.
the main group. So if I'm otherwise I'm in
Exactly.
California, I can say, "Hey, I'm in California. What's going on?" Somebody
I
hit me
think
up.
there's so many other avenues to find events. I don't think Beyond MacStyles is set up yet for you to be able to do that.
Okay, that's
If you're in the area, you
Right.
can definitely hit us up and we'll put you in that specific area. But if you're traveling,
it's
SLS
different.
or
Yeah,
something
I
else,
understand.
we have local groups, local events. But if you're going, we have one West Coast group right now because we don't have our impact isn't really big on West Coast.
Right.
So we have California and Nevada together with Washington. So it's like 3 states in one. And if we have an event in Las Vegas, then it's
Right.
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to get everybody there. So.
Yeah. No, but that's good though.
That's nice, yeah.
So in part of the book, you had said that your second favorite sex position is a double dick suck.
Mm-hmm.
What is
What's your first? Oh yeah. Well,
So-
What is that first? 'Cause a lot of
What's a
people do
double
not
dick
know. A lot of people,
Right.
we're
Two
educating.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people do not understand what that is. I mean, it's kind of sounds like it, but
So one sucking the balls and
Yeah.
one sucking the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or wherever you
Or
want to
you
put your
both
tongue.
could
I'm
be
not,
on
I'm not
one
shy.
extreme.
Look
It could
at that.
configuration. Yeah.
Wherever you want to get in there.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm more of a visual person.
Well, here it could go lower.
Can somebody show me?
You know what?
Are we
like
doing
this
that?
goddamn
Hold on. Are we
podcast.
doing that? I will
like this
volunteer.
podcast.
Hold on. I will volunteer.
Can somebody show me what
I don't know what's
a
happening right now.
double?
I told you I'm trying to get my mojo back. Okay?
I'm a visual person, so I need to
Oh,
see
shit.
this. I need to see
Are we
what it
doing
looks
that
like.
podcast like that? Like,
I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up after this. We will.
Yeah.
oh, wait a
We
minute.
will.
So
So what's my first? My
Yeah.
first is so I'm getting from the back doggy style, but then there's a girl underneath who is using her mouth for the balls and the pussy. That's my favorite.
Yes.
That is my favorite.
That is
And
so
at the same
good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You
The
just
same,
you gotta
damn.
understand.
Well, we need a moment. Can we cut
That
to
is-
commercial
that is
right now?
wonderful.
That's my favorite.
You confused?
Because then I can pull it out, put it in the
woman-
mouth.
See.
You know, and I got like.
One girl is laying
Little
head this
piggy,
way.
piggy.
Like 69.
He's here. The other girl
You're underneath, so
and like pussy's
so
on
you're
her
hitting
face.
both.
And her mouth is in her pussy, and then
Yeah.
he's hitting her pussy from the back, and then she's licking the
Both.
pussy and the balls.
She's hitting everything.
And then
Damn
just
time.
It's
oh,
all in
my
there.
god.
I want to
That is it.
I want to get her forehead in there.
The
Oh,
nose. The nose.
Let me calm down.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Is he on in here? Can we see him?
No, I'm
Wait a minute.
I don't know, honey. I don't know. I don't need
You
a
said you
parent
was new at
to
this?
sit up under.
Cheers.
I was going to
Cheers
Christy
again.
is not.
Cheers.
Is 100%.
Yeah, she's just crossing
She's
rivers.
not
Yeah,
lesbian.
Oh, okay.
So for you to say.
Cross it over. Wait a minute. Wait a
No,
minute.
she
Cross
didn't
it over.
say.
She said that. What does that mean?
I'm crossing rivers. I'm
Time
touchy.
out.
Hold on.
Time
I'm
out.
touchy feely.
Time out.
Wait,
We're not talking about you. We're
Wait,
talking about Christy.
wait. We shall keep the
Christy
capping.
is 100% that
She's
she's
in the
not.
backing.
So for her, what's confusing her is the woman. Why is there another woman?
Not exactly, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So how can I get in this position with 2 men? Like,
Oh, you got
figure it out.
Two
You want
men.
a double ball.
Well, one dude's
Triple
gotta
ball.
be gay.
I
That
want
sounds
DP.
messy.
Yeah,
Wait, no. I'm
It's a
gonna
DP.
be,
You want
It's
double
everything.
I'm gonna
penetration?
be the
Oh,
entree
Carol
here.
loves DP.
I'm gonna be the
So
entree.
you want a double
I'm
penetration?
all
That's double
about it.
penetration with 2
I'm
men.
all about it.
Oh,
Or do you want one in the back and one in the front?
What am I going to do tonight?
What do-
So
what
we're
do
not
I-
getting on.
I just want to try whichever way y'all can get it.
Flow.
I think, I'll be honest, I think double penetration would be good, but I'm a little scared to do it. But I will.
I love double
I will
penetration.
play with a butt
I
plug.
haven't done it since I was 17.
I
So
never
it's
had
kinda
it.
Same thing.
But I feel as though if you do annual,
Well, I'm gonna be
annual.
42
Annual.
next year.
That's once a year.
Once a year, just for
That's
once a year.
See
I hear you. For once a year. You know what I meant. But if you
Not
like it
anal.
back in here is like.
Anal.
Yeah,
That is
the
the
whole
best
regimen.
word
Yeah,
ever.
the whole
I have
thing
never
before.
tried it, but I like
Only a finger.
I like both. So I'm just saying, if one
No,
of
no,
one,
I
I
gotta
would
vibrate
be
up to
Y'all are in BL Lifestyles. I got a small story with what happened
Let's
with
listen.
this.
Let's listen.
So there I am. Carol's on top of me, and there's a dude trying to get it and Carol from behind. So I slip out, which makes him kind of slip out, whatever, and he grabs my dick. I wasn't prepared
Oh,
for.
wait, I thought it was his?
Huh?
No, I knew he knew. He knew
It
it was
was his. It was a man hand grabbed my dick. I wasn't prepared. I was like, baby, that's not your hand.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. So he grabs my dick and he puts it back in for me. But it was violation on the play. I was so I was
That's a red flag.
Flag.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
I'm still choked up about it now.
Right.
I can't. Bringing back PTSD.
Crying on
Bring
the
that
side.
PTSD. Hold on.
I know
Yes.
So I tell Carol, I said, baby, that's not your hand. So his wife is a beautiful woman, but she starts busting up laughing on the couch. After that, Carol starts laughing,
Right.
and then the dude's like, "What'd I do? What'd I do? What did I
He
do?"
think he's helping you.
Yeah, he
He's
was like,
dude,
he was
he's
like,
like,
I was like, bro.
Right.
He was like, I'm just trying to help out, bro. Like, yeah, so I was out trying to put
what
it
you
back.
touching? You fucked up, buddy, right there. Oh,
He
something
tried to
like
put it back like it's a.
Damn.
Yeah.
Put it back in.
He was like, listen.
Yeah, that.
I wasn't
yeah.
prepared. So now every time I see him, he's like Grip Master 3000. I was like, we still talk. We're still good people.
Right, right.
We laugh about it now, but
But at the time, you probably like, oh, wait a minute.
at the time, I was shocked.
Mm.
What's going on? I've never felt this feeling. Like, I've never had a man
Crap.
grab my fully erect dick like it wasn't like a feminine grab, you know? It was like a big ass like a
Like, wait a minute. You're like this, like, oh, wait a minute. What was that?
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like you was.
Sex
I'm not
toys.
gonna say you was okay with it, but like somebody else be ready to fight, pull a pistol. Like
Right.
you know, they
yeah.
understand. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta be
You gotta
open to stuff
understand
like
things
this.
like
I was. I mean, he was my friend. I wasn't
Right.
upset.
It's how
I
you
know
handle
his
a
demeanor.
situation
I know
like
his
that.
He didn't
demeanor.
mean it
Yeah.
He didn't
negative
mean
way,
it in a
right.
gay way.
No,
He's never asked me for anything.
Because I was at a party one
No, that's
time,
right.
and this lady, and introductions is important too. It's always important for you to be there for introductions. This lady just started, I'm getting it in with this guy, and this lady just started sucking on my titty, and I'm like,
Ma'am.
excuse me, you know, I was trying to be nice about it, but she
Right.
kept going. I was like, I'm sorry, I had to move her damn head back, like, sorry, I don't do women. You know what? I'm
But
trying to
see,
be
you're
respectful.
the odd one in the relationship.
That's
Respectful.
When
You
you're
know,
not.
and to each his own. You know, I love what I love, and they will love what they love. But I think introduction, that section of the parties and events, is very important. Because some people may get overly offended. You know me, I'm goofy. I wasn't ready to fight or nothing. You know, it was a mistake. You know, but she kept coming back. I was like, look,
Yeah.
don't do it no
Now
more.
listen, sweetie.
I would definitely agree. That goes on to a conversation about consent, because you may not. I've been to so many parties that I don't talk to everybody at the meet and greet.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
But
Yeah.
we might be having sex 2 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that consent. There's nonverbal cues.
Right.
Don't just sneak up behind
Communication
somebody and
is
start
the key.
doing
Bit
something.
my ass or
You know what
something.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yep.
Yeah, and you need permission. You can't just go up to somebody and be like, oh, let me something, or do whatever.
Especially the first time.
Communication. Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
this interview has been so motivating and very educating. We are right now going to take a break,
Absolutely.
and we're going to come back and close everything up. Again, we are interviewing Mr. MacStyles with Beyond Lights. Ooh.
And what is your
With the
social
long
media?
lifestyle.
Wait a
How
minute.
how can we
Yeah,
find
I'm
you
like,
on the
hey,
social
I'm no
media?
lips all tongue. I got no lips, but I got all this tongue.
Yeah,
I'm
now there's
sitting
an
there.
effect on this house. Wait a minute.
But
We were taking
yeah,
a
we're
break.
gonna take a break. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be back after these nuts.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back with the ladies of LLP. Hey, y'all.
Hey, welcome back, y'all.
And we're gonna get right into it with Miss Christie with her question about get the wine together.
Okay,
Swirl,
so we
swirl.
are trying to bring this interview to an end with Mr. MacStyles. So he did
Oh.
mention the what is it? How do you say it?
Polyamorous, yeah.
Polyamorous.
Poly.
Can you just talk about that a little bit for the people that don't know? Because I'm one of the persons that don't know, but I do want to know more.
So I'll start with the difference between swinging and poly. Poly is basically you bring in swinging, you have sex and you move on, right?
Absolutely.
When you start talking poly, you're talking relationships within a group. However that group works, you was talking about V's or triads or God, I can't remember all the names now. There's couples can play with certain couples. You can have couples that are just monogamous within each other. All of that different types of polys that go into that. But you're talking more relationships and trust, and you might only play with those people raw or whatever to not swap fluids or whatever. So that's the main difference. And I will say, and I hate to say it, but I've seen a lot more hates in the poly area when you want to, because if you're poly and you're a swinger, they will hate on you for it.
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Oh,
On
they
many,
would.
yep.
Because
Absolutely.
they don't like to intertwine the two by any means. Like if I'm poly and I'm in a relationship, I'm not a swinger. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not having
that's how
sex
they
with all
do
bunch
it.
of people.
Absolutely.
I'm having sex with her and her. And
Just
this is my space.
This is my little family, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And I'm not a swinger, so don't try to come over here and think that you're gonna get in my little
You're not
circle.
jumping my fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go into these poly groups, right, and you say you're looking for a third person, they'll call you a unicorn hunter, and that is not a good thing. Right? So they will hate on you all the time. So everybody's looking for this bi woman that wants to be a part of your couple, but you're not really allowed to search. Right? You have to. They want it to be as the woman kind of finds you.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
you know.
the unicorn's gonna find you, pretty much.
Right. So they don't. Unicorn hunting is a bad thing, and they're like, I'm a proud unicorn hunter. I don't show. What are you gonna do to me? Like, you call me a unicorn hunter if you want to. Be kicked out of plenty of poly groups because you're seeking another woman or whatever. So there's a lot more red tape in poly groups than there are swing groups, and that was another reason for Beyond Lifestyles. I want to be all encompassing. If you want to be poly or you want to be a swinger, there are no rules in this lifestyle. The rules are your rules, and that's what I love about this so much. Is I can do my thing and you can do your thing, and I should be able to understand that that's your thing.
Right.
Right.
That's what you want to
And
do,
I'm not judging you.
and I shouldn't be able to judge you. And that's the equal part of this. Like equal rights for your kink. Like I don't want you to feel judged if you come over here if you're seeking another woman, or if you are a swinger, if you're gay or whatever. I want you
So
to
your
live
group
your
is
best
actually
life.
open to everything. Whatever your kinks are, whatever you're into, you kind of welcome everybody.
Absolutely.
You're not judging at all.
Absolutely.
That's
Our group is, and I say everything except monogamous because that's kind of like goes against what I'm trying
What's
to
going on, right?
But even if you're monogamous and you're into BDSM, right?
Right,
You have
I've
your
seen
dom
that.
and sub relationship.
There are rules though. There are rules.
In
for
BDSM,
lifestyle
there are
and all
rules,
that shit.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, there are rules. Like
I think
number
in
one
any
There
is,
are
like,
rules, but they're your
Yeah.
rules.
not necessarily.
If
Number
you get-
one
General
rule
rules.
is consent.
Absolutely.
That's the
No
number
matter
one
what your
rule.
rule is, yeah.
I
I think
would.
consent is for everything.
Yeah.
It is right,
Yeah.
but it's if one couple says you're not going to be able to have consent tonight, and that's their thing,
Yeah.
then those are their rules.
At that
Mhm.
moment, yeah,
You see
absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I can't say that. I can't put consent in that box
You're right, you really
because if that Dom saying you're not allowed to give consent tonight or whatever, she can say no and she can leave, right? But if that's in their little circle
Their
of what
thing,
they're doing,
right,
then you
absolutely.
can't put consent in that box. Your rules are your rules, what you want to do, and you have to follow by those rules, and that's for that couple to decide. And that's what I like about it, and that's why I promote within this and Beyond Lifestyles.
I love it.
I go
love
by
it.
house rules.
Yeah. Well, I
go
love
by,
it.
I go by
I mean, I
house
think
rules,
everybody
but
gets-
when it comes to that.
Which are your rules?
Yeah.
And I'm agreeing with you. Those are absolutely. And if your house rules is that you must obtain consent, then that's absolutely what you're gonna do. But if I have a sub and I tell her, you know, you gonna do this,
Right. Absolutely. Then that's what
she
you
may
want.
not
Yeah.
get consent.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and see,
Yeah.
and then that's part of me too, because I'm a switch. So, you know, being a sub is not.
Okay, so now that we're
My other part
talking
of this,
here,
I'll
Yours-
give this disclaimer: is I believe that the sub in any relationship should have all the power, right? The sub is the person who's allowing these things to happen, and a good dom knows the sub's limits and what they are going to be able to do or what they want to do. And then you should be able to push those limits a little bit, but don't break them. Bend, but don't break, because if you are breaking her, you're gonna lose your sub.
absolutely.
Right? You're going to lose the relationship and the trust, and the trust
Absolutely.
between the dom sub relationship is more powerful than I've ever experienced in my whole life. It was when I was doing it. I'm not so much dom now because Carol's a Taurus and she's a fucking bully.
First of all, wait a minute. I'm a Taurus. Don't do that.
And I see that you're a bully too.
Wait a
she's a
minute.
bully.
I see you a
Thank
bully.
man.
I saw it when you walked in.
Carol called me because I understand it. Okay. Period.
But it's very powerful, the relationship between dom and sub.
Wait a minute.
I definitely would like to learn more about the DOMs and all of that because it's all new to me, honey. Very new.
With the submissive and stuff like that. Being that we're educating right now, a lot of people don't understand switch, subs. Can you guys just break that down real quick, basically what a sub is and what a switch is?
Yeah.
Because we have people that we're educating on here and they have no idea we're talking Chinese to them right now.
Right.
So
I'm one of them.
what is a sub?
I was going to do a magazine and I was going to call it Switch
Okay.
for the idea of swinging, right? And then my mentor was like, you shouldn't call it that because there's some old school BDSM people
Absolutely.
that say switches are, you know, they're not really BDSM. You can't do
Yes,
this, you can't
absolutely.
do that. And they have those rules, those traditional rules in the BDSM community. So if you call it that, just know you're going to cut off a whole side of BDSM. So that's how I found out what a switch was.
Okay.
Is either you're a sub or a dom, and it depends on what you want to do that night, on how you want to have that session. So, and sub, you're just a submissive to your dom.
Okay. So you're submissive to let the people know. And the switch is what?
I get to pick.
A dom
You
and a
get to
submissive.
decide whether you want to be a dom or you want to be a switch.
Yeah.
And now being a dom, what does it basically consist of again?
What does it consist of? I would, in a
The
short
basics
answer,
to understand.
in a
Yeah,
short answer,
yeah. 'Cause I know
I would
it's
say
like
that the submissive is looking to be claimed.
Okay.
She'll get a collar and she'll be owned,
Okay.
and she wants to empower her dom. She wants to give
Okay.
him, you know, whatever he wants, whatever he needs in
And that
order
makes
to,
her
in order for them to grow. It should always be about growing, and if you are stunning that growth, then I would say that you're in a bad relationship because your dom should be pushing your goals on you for business, it shouldn't just all be sex.
Yeah, right.
So your dom should
The whole
be,
facets
did
of
you,
life.
so for me and Carol, the small dom sub stuff that we do
Are you doing it?
like I'll give her, because she's not as motivated as she could be all the time, right? So I see that in her and I'm like, did you make your post today? Did you? Because she's very involved in her social media, but
Right.
she goes down the rabbit hole of TikToks
You
and
can't help it. Yeah.
she'll be watching TikToks for an hour. I'm like,
It is funny.
did you post on your OnlyFans? There's people that pay to talk to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Are
make-
you interacting with her?
Excuse me.
Huh?
Yeah, no, I'm
Right.
not going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got people who pay to talk to you. I need you to talk so you can get that money, boo.
Right, I know that's
I
right. I know
get
that's
it.
right. Which is very, very imperative.
Get that money,
Okay.
baby.
How hard, I have a question, only because I struggle with myself. How hard and how have you learned to kind of intertwine with the vanilla world and the LS world?
Pen name, try not to be in the public too much. I can't do like huge podcasts, right? I can't do podcasts that are facial that get 10,000 views or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to stay
Local.
kind of low stream until I'm able to be more free. That's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
You wanna wrap it up?
I had one more question.
Take it, give it to me.
One last question.
Put me in the hot seat.
Last question for the night,
Yeah,
ladies.
Yeah. One last book question, right? You had said that to date you haven't had anyone put a condom on your dick, like to suck it. Like, have you?
Oh, like chocolate?
Yeah. Have you had that done? Like.
So I'll give. You know what? That's a really
Yeah.
interesting question. That is a really interesting. I'm gonna tell you that Carol was the first one.
Ow.
After that to do it, and it was a major clue on to what's going on in the second book.
Yes.
Oh,
So
so there's a
so-
second book coming out, friends.
So if you know chocolate in the book, you'll know what's happening with that condom situation.
So you must buy the first book and read it. Because the
I'm
second
going
book
to
is
get
on
the
the way
first
out.
and the second and the third one before I get
Yeah.
I want to be involved with the fourth one. Wait a minute now. Like, hold on.
So the third one is already half written. The third one is about
Also, it's a
single.
third one for real.
So the third one isn't necessarily about my situation. The third one is how to maneuver as a single guy in a lifestyle. I
that's
get more into
important.
education
Very good.
and how to vet single guys for couples
Yeah.
in the lifestyle. So that is the third one, and then I have a fourth one in the works that has a lot of cuckolding and stuff in it because we've met some really interesting people in America.
Absolutely.
I bet.
And you travel a lot
Really
too.
interesting
He
people in
does
America.
travel. Absolutely.
This has been a wonderful interview. We are so happy
Yes,
you
yes,
decided.
yes.
I want you to come back each time you write a book for part 2, part 3, and part 4. Maybe you can bring Carol and your girlfriend and the other girlfriend
Bring them all.
No, there's
and
no
the application with you
No.
the next time you come, okay?
Look, he's like, wait a minute. Carol's a tourist. Don't say stuff on here to make her mad. Okay? Because I know. Leave her alone.
But Jazz, this has been wonderful. We do appreciate all your hard work and the things that you're doing for the
Am I the
lifestyle.
first white boy on this podcast?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Are.
But not in the studio.
I don't care. I'm in the podcast.
No, he's the first. He is our virgin, has broken our
God damn
virginity.
You ain't
Damn right.
Yes, he is.
I'm right on the
My cherry was already
outside.
broken when I arrived.
He popped our cherry.
Well, he popped our podcast cherry.
right.
Hook up. Another light skin in the house.
Hey.
Cheers.
This has been a really great podcast. Like I said, we thank you for coming. We thank you for supporting us. We will be sharing your book on our pages, on our Facebook page, on our
Absolutely. Thank you.
YouTube, on our Instagram.
I'm going
This
to
is our way to say
Yeah.
thank you for coming out to, do this podcast.
I'm going to let the high school students read it now.
And we also want to thank Shirley and
Yes.
Sade,
Yes,
Perfect
thank you.
Strangers,
Perfect
for
strangers.
hosting us. I believe they're open
Strangers.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday
We tried to ask them.
At 10.
at
At
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Check
Alright.
out Perfect
It's a chill
Strangers.
atmosphere. You
It's
will love it.
West
Please
Philly.
come to it.
Inbox for
You
details.
gotta experience it.
Yeah,
Strangers
you got
are
it.
cool.
No, here's the thing. Perfect Strangers is a particular type of thing. So
Right.
it's not it's
And that's why I told them to inbox them for details.
and just inbox with you.
got the inbox.
They can't just
Ready?
aim at everybody.
Alright.
How many
It's
others
they gonna
have
make
it?
so.
That's why you got to
Friends.
What if you
Uh-oh.
understood? Because the
Then
way
what's
it's,
supposed to sit in between them two?
I just had to make sure.
Now we can discover.
That's because we're the
Hey,
Geminis, they
friends.
put us together. Why?
Hey,
out of
Wrap it up. All right, friends.
Okay, again, like I say, you guys, thank you so much for listening
Thank
to our
you.
podcast. Please like, share, and support us, ladies of LLP. We
And
love
once
you.
again,
Stay tuned for
buy the
more.
book.
And we have a party coming next week, February
Yes,
26th for our
yes.
CEO.
And I have a photo shoot
If
party
you hear
coming
this
up.
before next week, we do have a party. My birthday, I'll be 42. Please come out.
42 Shades of
42
Red.
shades of red, wavy
Yes.
red. It's gonna be a whole lot of fucking in this
Listen.
motherfucker.
There's a whole lot. No, I'm just kidding.
All night.
But you'll have fun. I don't know, you're waving. I'm like,
Bye
I don't
bye.
know